All right. Good morning and welcome to PiYoga. My name is Jen and I will be guiding our practice this morning. We're going to begin our practice in a standing position. So maybe just find a standing position at the top of your mat. We're just going to take a moment here to connect with the breath. So maybe it's comfortable for you to have one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Or maybe try and explore something different with the feet hip distance apart so that you feel super grounded and stable, placing the right hand over the heart and then stacking the left hand on top of the right. And as you start to feel that sense of stability, closing the eyes. And just noticing what you're feeling. Honoring any fear, anxiety, discomfort, joy, any of those emotions that you're feeling in your body, knowing that they're all okay. We need all of those emotions and to experience the spectrum of emotions in order to live our life most fully. Even when it doesn't feel good sometimes to be uncomfortable or to be sad or to have anxiety, honoring that that's part of each of our human experience. And you may come into your practice today with an intention that is yours. If you don't have a specific intention, I would offer the intention of just practicing some self-love. And maybe that mantra, that simple intention is, I am enough, I am good, I'm strong. Whatever those words that connect with your head and your heart that help you experience that self-love. At the same time, releasing expectations of what anything will look like, feel like, poses that your body may move in and out of freely today, or perhaps not move in and out of freely. Maybe needing to take breaks where you haven't needed to take breaks during other practices. Just releasing all of that and allowing yourself to focus on your intention of self-love and the sensations that you feel in your body as you move and you breathe. So coming more inward now, notice the breath moving in the body, maybe feeling the heartbeat. Notice the belly gently rising as we inhale, rib cage opening and expanding. The back of the neck lengthening as the inhale comes through the crown of the head. And that exhale, allowing you to release anything that you don't need this morning, whether it's in your body, your mind, anything that isn't serving you or showing you self-love. We release those things on our exhale. As you continue to breathe, you can leave the hands at heart center, or perhaps releasing the hands to the side, finding mountain pose or Tadasana. As you continue to notice the breath move through the body here. In this position, really feeling that breath travel up the spine, opening the midsection, opening the rib cage. And on that exhale, now feel the shoulders soften and drop in as the fingertips come to the earth, closer to the earth, reaching down. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Taking one more inhale here. Opening the eyes, hands come to heart center. One more time, reminding yourself of that intention, practicing that self-love. Extend some gratitude and love to the body. On your next inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, really reaching up to the sky, reaching with one hand and then the other, bringing some length into the sides of the body. And then come back to center, inhale. And as you exhale, hands come through heart center. Find that gentle bend in the knee coming down to your first forward fold. Pausing here for just a moment. Maybe swaying side to side. And releasing any expectations about what this first one should feel like. Probably feeling some tightness in the backs of the legs, in the posterior chain up the back. It's okay, just let the weight of the upper body, the weight of the head and the hands drop down and let you drop into the pose more fully. Taking an exhale, let's empty out the belly. Feel the chest come a little closer to the thighs, crown dropping to the earth. And on your inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine, maybe fingertips come to the shin bones as the shoulder blades squeeze back. On your exhale, fold and release through the crown. Ground down through the feet, press through the feet, circle sweep the arms all the way up. Take an inhale. On the exhale, hip bones press forward, heart opens. Take that first little back bend. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And exhale, hands to your heart center, forward fold. Taking a couple of sun salutations. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Big step back with the left foot. Let's release that left knee this first time. Maybe grabbing those blocks if you have them. And on your next exhale, start to press that left hip bone forward. Right knee is in line with the ankle, opening up through the left hip flexor. Heart is open. Crown is lifting, neck is long. One more inhale here. On the exhale, right hip pulls back, lengthening the right leg. As the chest comes toward the right hamstring, starting to find a little softness here. Maybe finding that sensation of dragging the right heel back to pull that right hip in line. One more breath. Coming forward one more time, press the hip forward on an inhale. On an exhale, right hip pulls back. Yes. And go ahead and come back forward, lift the back toes, lift the knee, and step to forward fold. Inhale halfway, and exhale to fold. Ground down through the feet, big circle sweep up through the arms, all the way up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up. Exhale, reverse swan dive now. Lead with the heart all the way back down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhaling to fold, right foot steps back, releasing that right knee down, checking that alignment, left knee stacked above the left ankle, maybe grabbing those weights as the right hip bone pulls forward. Again, that sensation of dragging that right knee forward. Heart is lifted, spine is long. Taking another inhale here. And on your exhale, left hip bone pulls back as the left leg lengthens. And as the nose comes toward the knee, maybe gently pulling that left heel back, pulling the left hip in line with the right. Taking another exhale to soften. One more time through each movement. Inhale, float forward, right hip presses forward. And exhale, left hip pulls back. This time as we come forward, curl the toes, lift the knee. Let's step that left foot back into plank. Elbows hug into the sides of the body. Slowly lower all the way down to the earth. Palms spread wide next to the rib cage, pressing through the tops of the feet and the hip bones. Lift up on your inhale, shoulder blades squeeze coming into cobra. Reaching through the crown of the head, heart is lifted. And exhale, everything comes down to the earth. Curl the toes, lift the belly button, press through the knees. Lift up to your down dog. We'll walk it out here for a couple of breaths. Noticing the sensation in the backs of the legs, in the hamstrings, the calves. And as we start to drop the crown of the head toward the earth, softening all the muscles in the back of the neck, notice the chest coming closer to the thighs. And gently guiding the heels toward the earth, finding some space, some movement here. Inhale, heels lift up. Exhale, heels ground down. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, gaze up toward the hands. Let's just tippy toe or walk to the top of the mat back to your forward fold. And inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Big inhale, sweep up here. And exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll go through our first flow. This will be the same vinyasa flow that we'll come back to as we move through our practice, adding on each time. A lot of twisting today, so we'll come into it right away. Take an inhale, shoot the hands up to the sky. On the exhale, drop into chair pose. Right elbow coming to the outside of the left knee, coming into that chair twist. Inhale, press through the heels, lift up. Opposite direction, exhale, sink into that chair, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back to the other side. This time we'll hold and pause. So holding right here, maybe that right elbow is hooked to the outside of the left knee, but just starting to find some gentle rotation through the spine. Spiraling the left side of that rib cage up to the sky, squeezing that left shoulder blade toward the spine. From here, we lift the right heel. A couple of different ways we can get back into that twisted lunge. We can take some little steps with the toes, or we can take one big gentle step. However you get there, no judgment, no expectations, wobble, fall out of it. We all arrive together, finding that lunge. Always an option to release that back knee as well. And we'll pause here. Again, finding a little bit more rotation in space. Energy lifting up through that back hamstring, pressing through the heel. As much activity and energy in that back leg as the front. And now releasing the hands, the right hand comes to the inside of the left foot, left fingertips reach up. Little bigger, more intense twist here. Pulling the inner part of that right knee toward the chest, stay in alignment here. And grounding down through that left heel, the balls of the right foot, we'll windmill the arms up. Yeah. Again, we have that option of releasing the back knee for some stability here. Opening the back side of that left shoulder behind you. And that left arm sweeps up, warrior lunge, take an exhale, ground down here. Inhale, find length in the spine, reach through the fingertips. On your exhale, we'll start to hinge at the hips, coming forward, reaching the arms forward, biceps up toward the ears, and arms sweeping all the way behind the body, humble warrior. Palms facing the earth, fingertips reaching behind, long line of energy. And now bring the arms back up, reaching in front of the body, biceps to ears, lifting back up into your warrior lunge, and opening up into warrior two. Gazing down at the feet on this first round, front heel intersecting the arch of the back foot, gently opening the outer edge of the left knee, reaching the arms long across the body. Inhale, flip the front hand. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Sinking into that front leg just a little bit more. Focus on that line of energy from the left hip bone all the way to the tip of the middle finger. Yes. And slowly windmill the arms all the way down to the top of the mat. Lift the right toes up, come to your standing splits. Crown of the head drops toward the earth. Maybe walking the hands back toward the toes a little bit. Spiraling the inner right thigh up to the sky, hips are square. And stepping into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep up. Coming into those twists again right away. On the exhale, left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow, left elbow hooks to the right knee. Pause and hold here. Start to lift the left heel. Either take those baby steps back or one big, slow, soft land back to your lunge twist. Right away, finding that energy as the left hamstring lifts, pressing through the heel, opening that right rib cage, right shoulder blade squeezes back. And then releasing the palms, left hand comes to the instep of the right foot as the right fingertips sweep up, opening up even more. Feeling that energy up from the earth as we drive that right heel, drive the ball of that left foot. Start to windmill the arms up, coming into your lunge twist. Yes. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, right arm sweeps around, coming to your warrior lunge. Exhale, sink in and ground down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift through the back hamstring. Start to hinge at the hips. Fingertips come forward, biceps stay by the ears for now. Belly lifted up off the thigh. And then the arms sweep behind the body, palms to the earth, middle fingers reaching behind you. Reaching through the fingers, feel the shoulders pull away from the ears. Heart is open. Legs stay exactly where they are, sweeping the arms back in front of the body, biceps toward the ears. And then cartwheeling all the way up, warrior two. Gazing down at the feet on this first round. Really grounding down through the pinky edge of the back foot. As much energy in the back leg as the front. Nice deep bend. On your inhale, front palm flips. On your exhale, reverse your warrior. Beautiful side body stretch, opening through the right side of the rib cage, sinking just a little bit more into that front leg. Take an inhale to lengthen the body here. On your exhale, cartwheel the arms all the way around. Lift the back heel, ground down through the front foot, and lift into your standing splits. Crown drops toward the earth. Left inner thigh spirals up now, left hip bone square. And this time we'll slowly come back, find that soft, gentle landing, left toes back to the earth. Right toe step back, find your plank. Rolling through chaturanga, you can lower the knees to the earth or stay lifted, shoulders come in front of the fingertips. Lower halfway, elbows tuck in tight. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, roll forward, plank or supported plank. Exhale, lower all the way down or halfway. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Beautiful, yogis. Gaze toward the top of the mat. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, hop, step, or jump. Lower the hips toward the heels. And we'll come to a seated position at the top of the mat. Ground down through the feet. We'll take that slow roll all the way down to the earth. Actually, let's take a block with us before we go. Take that block between the thighs if you've got one or a book. Rolling all the way down. Hug the knees to the chest, sway side to side when you arrive. It's noticing what you're feeling, hopefully feeling a little bit of space in the spine. We'll work through our first little strength Pilates circuit here. We'll do a little bit of hip work first. So release the bottoms of the feet to the earth. We'll prepare for bridge here. Palms come down to the sides of the body next to the hips, spreading the fingers wide, softening the backs of the shoulders into the earth. Take an inhale here to reset the spine. On the exhale, start to press through the heels. Thighs press into that block as the hips lift up. So just for a moment, for these first couple of breaths, can we soften the back side of the body? So just let that block be there for a moment. We're not squeezing the thighs into it yet. Just focusing on that lift. Hip bones lifting up toward the sky, opening the quadriceps, letting the heart come up and through, pressing down through the palms to see if we can lift that heart up just a little more. One more breath here. Now start to squeeze the glutes, engage the hamstrings, thighs squeeze into that block. Pause and hold. We'll just find some space here. So we'll lower the hips and lift. So it's just a little lower, a couple of inches. Exhale to squeeze up and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Squeezing into that block. Yeah, just take a few more here. Maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time, press those hip bones up. Now we'll lift the heels coming to the balls of the feet. Maybe walk the balls of the feet a little closer to the body. Lifting one more time. Now again, squeeze, recruit the glutes, recruit the hamstrings. Lower and lift. Squeeze and lift. If you've got that block or that book between the thighs, really squeeze, feeling that warming sensation through the inner thigh. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower all the way down, lower the heels first, then starting at the top of the spine, reconnect the vertebrae to the earth, one vertebra at a time. Yes. So we'll take that block, place it on the earth. If you have a block or a book, if you don't, that's fine. We'll take 2 more sets of bridge to work through the glutes. If you've got that block, place the right foot on the block. So set up like you would for bridge, but that right leg will be lifted higher, the knee will be higher than the left if you've got that block. Inhale to reset the spine. Exhale, press the feet into the earth, the book, the block, whatever you've got, start to lift back up. Maybe rolling the shoulders underneath the body a little bit this time for more space. And now we'll ground down whichever foot, if you've got the foot on a block or a book, I didn't really specify, I've got mine under my right, whichever it is, let's ground down through that foot that might be lifted and take that other knee to the chest. Extend and lengthen the leg, draw a big circle in front of the body, pull the extended leg to the chest, reach up through the toes, draw that circle with the toes. Keep moving here, really grounding down that opposite heel, whether it's the earth, a book, block, doesn't matter, ground down. 3, 2, and 1. As the left toes come up, cross the left ankle over the top of that right knee. Let the outer edge of the right knee drop down into your figure 4 stretch. We've got a lower and a lift here. So big squeeze through that glute. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend and lift the left toes. Slow and controlled, release that leg all the way down. Left heel comes to the earth. So we've got this big stretch now through the left hip flexor. Press the hip bones up, lift here, and then slowly lower all the way down. Legs come back to center. Scooch that block over underneath the other leg. So on my body, it's the left foot, whichever it is for you is fine. So that book or block is under the opposite foot. Reset here, press down through the palms. Inhale, spine resets. Exhale, press and lift. As we come up into that bridge pose, shoulders might roll underneath the body. Grounding down through that lifted leg, press. Opposite knee comes in toward the chest. Extend and lift the toes toward the sky. Drop the leg toward the earth, making that big circle. Knee pulls into the chest. Extend and reach through the toes. Keeping those hip bones lifted, heart is super open. The glute on that supported leg, working here. Just maintaining that static hold, that isometric squeeze through the muscles in the glutes. Draw those circles. Keeping hips lifted for 3, 2, and 1. Toes come up to the sky. Cross that right ankle on top of the left. Find that figure 4. Outer edge of the knee drops. Hips lower and lift. Squeeze and lift. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ankle releases. Reach up through the toes. Slow and controlled. Drop that extended leg down to the earth. Press up. Feeling that stretch now through the hip flexor, the extended leg. And then slowly release everything down. You can scooch that block to the side for a moment. And bringing the legs up into tabletop. So we'll practice a new technique that I learned for imprinting. The minute that you stack the knees above the hips, you feel that lower spine connect. You feel imprint. So now we're really gonna lock in that imprint. Take the hands, place them on the tops of the legs, so right above the knees. The palms are just a couple inches above the kneecap. And start to press the knees away from the body, press the legs away from the body. Maybe even find that sensation of pressing the legs away from the body and up a little bit at the same time. Feel that super strong connection in the lumbar spine, that imprint. We're gonna hold here, allowing ourselves to get a little uncomfortable, really feeling the sensation. If you'd like more sensation, you can tuck the chin to the chest, lift the head and shoulders up off the earth, continue to press. This is a static hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And release the head and shoulders. Now starting to work through our first circuit. Remember this sensation of abdominal bracing and really grounding down through the spine. We want to stay there as we work on our back. We'll bring the hands to the hips. We're going to bring the feet a little bit wider. Flex through the feet. So keeping the head and shoulders down, keeping the lower back imprinted, press the heels in front of the body. So the legs are going to be in this low V position, and exhale, pull back in. Actually, let's use our exhale, inhale here. Exhale, press through the heels and extend. Inhale back to center. So with those hands on the hips, we're just making sure that we maintain that connection through the lower spine, super strong. We're gonna add on here. Exhale, press forward. Inhale to hold. Lower the heels toward the earth, but only a teeny bit. Keep that lower back in imprint. Lift back up, and knees come back toward the shoulders. Inhale, press forward. Hold. Lower the heels toward the earth. Lift back up. Pull the knees toward the shoulders. 2 more times. Press forward with the heels. Hold. Lower the heels. Lift. Pull back to the shoulders. 1 more time. Really find that imprinted spine. Stay super strong. Really ground down and in. Lower the heels. Lift up and back in. Hands come behind the thighs. We're going to rock and roll up to a seated position here. Feet stay wide. Bottoms of the feet are ground down into the earth here. Keep the hands on the backs of the thighs for a moment. We'll practice that reverse crunch here that we worked on earlier this week in Pilates. Pull the hip bones up toward the belly button, start to curve through the lower spine. So this is the exact same sensation as if we were on our back doing a reverse crunch and just lifting the hips. Now push the sits bones, push the butt out, come back forward from that straight spine. Hip bones come up and pull toward the rib cage, round through the lower spine. Press through the sits bones, press the booty behind you, lift back up. 1 more time and we'll add on. Hip bones lift, squeeze in, press through the booty all the way back up. Hands cross the chest here. As we lift the hip bones up and come into that curved spine, left fingertips are going to reach all the way behind. See if you can rotate and twist. Come back to center, press through the bum, lift up. Hip bones curl. Reach back with the right fingertips, side to side. Arms crossed in front, press through the sits bones, lift up. Reverse crunch back. Left fingertips tap. Press through the bum and lift. Side to side, go a little quicker if you can. Wherever you feel the most sensation in the body, sometimes going slower gives us more. But you should be feeling a lot of sensation right now in that space underneath the belly button above the hip bones. Really working into that deepest part of the core. Last time, tapping on this side right here. Continue to lower down here. We'll release the hands in front of the body, coming to the forearms and letting the knees stack above the hips here. So tabletop legs, heart is open, shoulders squeezed together, elbows squeezing behind the body. Lengthen the legs here. We'll roll over the right hip, bringing the legs to the corner of the mat. Make a circle, sweep back up, opposite direction. Now, legs don't have to be straight. We can bring a bend into the legs, but we're kind of rolling over the tailbone, opposite hip, working through the side body, again, rotating through the spine. Big twist here. For 3, 2, and 1. Pause in the center, press through the palms of the hands, come up, find your boat pose. It's just a lower and a lift, high boat, low boat. Lower down, exhale, lift. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower all the way down, knees come to the chest, right away, but going into the second set. So bring the knees stacked into tabletop, legs a little bit wider, flex the feet, fingertips come back to the hip bones. Inhale, reach out through the heels, hold, lower the heels a couple of inches, lift, pull the knees back to the shoulders. Exhale, press out, lower, lift, and pull in, press out. We have 5. Lower back in imprint, be super conscious of that. That is the most important piece of finding that sensation in the body here. Really digging that lower back into the earth. 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees and keep them nice and wide. Roll all the way up to a seated position. Feet stay nice and wide. Cross the hands at the chest right away. Scoop the hip bones up toward, come back. Left arm reaches, tap the corner behind you. And back to center. So really find that action in the lower belly. Really think about rolling over the sits bones on the way up, on the way back. Curving through the lower spine. And then as the butt presses out, extending and lifting. Yes. Last one, tap right here. Slowly continue to roll down. Forearms find the mat. Legs come back up into tabletop. Extend the legs long, or you can stay in this bent leg position. Rolling over the hip, tapping the feet to one corner. Make that big circle, tap to the other. And tap. And tap. I happen to have my blocks on the corner of my mats, so my ankles are kind of tapping there. That's perfect. Feeling plenty of sensation in my body. I hope you are too, wherever you're choosing to work. One more on each side. And as the legs come back to center, press through the palms, float back up to your boat pose. Lower and lift here. Lower down, exhale, lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up here, cross the ankles, ground down through the hands, step back, down dog. We'll come right into our second flow. We'll move a little quicker this time since we know where we're going. Gaze comes forward, bend the knees, bend the elbows, hop, step, or jump, forward fold. Inhale halfway, and exhale to fold. Inhale, big circle sweep up. Let's take that back bend, hip bones press forward, elbows squeeze behind the body, shoulder blade squeeze, and inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Floating into those chair twists. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale. We'll hook that right elbow to the outside of the knee, pause and hold here. Palms pressed together, right heel lifts, little steps back or one big gentle step to land in your twisting lunge. As that left hamstring lifts, heel presses behind you. And now right hand comes to the instep of the left foot. Find your lunge twist here. Feeling super grounded through the feet, we'll windmill the arms up. Twisted lunge. Take a breath. And then windmill the left arm forward, warrior lunge. Right away, we'll start to hinge forward at the hips, reaching through the fingertips. Arms continue to float behind the body. Humble warrior, heart is super open, palms to the earth, really reaching through the crown. And then arms sweeping forward, biceps coming to the ears, arrow. And circle that right arm up above the body, floating into warrior two. Ground down here, take a breath. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, flip the front hand, and exhale, reverse your warrior. On your inhale, cartwheel the arms all the way back to the top of the mat, lifting the right toes, standing splits. Adding on here, you can hold in your standing splits, or we'll continue to work on some balance and stability. Find a gentle bend in the standing leg. Release the fingertips from the earth, hands come to heart center. And now pressing through the foot, lengthen the leg, Virabhadrasana 3 or Warrior 3. Shoulder blades squeeze back, right hip is square. Maybe the fingertips reach toward the back, finding those airplane arms. Maintaining that stability, bring the hands back to heart center. Start to pull the right knee in toward the chest. Coming into one-legged Tadasana, right knee comes up in front of the body and extending the right heel in front of the body, reaching the hands up, lengthening and reaching here. And exhale, release the leg, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, chair lunge, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, exhale, other direction. Inhale. We land this time, left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Find your stability, pulling that left hip back to meet the right. As the left heel lifts, taking those baby steps to that nice big soft lunge behind the body. Lunge twist here. Releasing the left hand to the earth, right fingertips reach up, find a little more space in the body. Spiraling that right rib cage open. And now feeling grounded, the energy from the earth helps you lift up, left fingertips come up, twisted lunge here. And right arm sweeps up, find your warrior lunge. Exhale, sink into it, lifting through the back hamstring. Hinging forward at the hips, reaching through the fingertips. Pausing as that belly comes toward the thigh, arms continue, sweeping behind humble warrior, palms to the earth. And as the arms start to reach back forward, arrow pose, biceps come to the ears. And starting to open up into your warrior 2. Ground down. Exhale to ground. Inhale, reverse warrior. Feeling that space in the body, whatever sensation you're feeling, knowing that's where you're supposed to be. Right arm cartwheels all the way down to the earth. Back heel lifts, standing splits. Your option to stay here in standing splits or come with me, a little more balance. Find a gentle bend in that standing leg. Hands come to heart center. Now press and lift up, warrior 3, and releasing the arms behind the body, maybe reaching, heart is super open, flying here. And as the hands come back to heart center, gently pulling the left knee to the chest. Feeling the energy and the stability in that right leg as the left knee comes up toward the belly button. And extending the left heel in front of you, right fingertips reach up, lengthen and inhale. And exhale, release to heart center. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Step back to your plank. Roll through your chaturanga or meet in down dog. Noticing the different sensations in your body in this position now as opposed to the beginning of class. Hopefully already feeling a little more space. Really extending that kindness to your body, your mind. Let's gently lower the knees down to the earth. On an inhale, pelvis tilts back and up. Cow. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, lift the spine cat. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Our next series will be working mostly through plank variations. So let's start just finding your first plank. Always an option to release the knees for support. If we're in supported plank, looks and feels very different from all fours. Those hips are in front of the knees. Lots of support and stability. Wherever we are, really using every muscle in the body in this position. Shoulders are stable. That shoulder girdle is working to provide stability through the upper body. Heels are pressing back. Thighs are squeezed in. Maybe think about spiraling those inner thighs up to the sky. We'll start to flow here. On your inhale, lift the hips up, down dog. Exhale, float to plank. Taking that a few more times. Two more. hold here. Maybe bringing the feet a little bit wider for stability as we start to move. We'll lift the left hand taps right shoulder, and switch sides. So we're going side to side. Notice that sway in the hips in your body. We can reduce that sway, bringing the toes toward the edges of the mat or maybe even a little bit beyond, and notice that extra stillness that you can get with that wider base. So find that wider base. Keep flowing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here, static hold in plank for 10, 9. Lift the belly button to the spine. Lift the heart up through the shoulder blades for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk those toes in a little bit now. Then we're going to walk the hands back toward the body, coming into bear pose. Shin bones are parallel to the earth. Shoulders are stacked right above the wrists. Starting the same way, lift the hips up, short stance, down dog. Exhale, lower, shins come parallel. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Keep flowing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause here, stay low. Ground down through the right hand. Left hand is going to lift. Roll to the edge of the foot. Right leg is going to come underneath. Back to your bear pose. Other direction, ground down through the left hand. Twist, right hand comes underneath, or left leg comes underneath. Back to center. Right hand grounds, right leg reaches across. Flowing side to side. Finding as much fluidity in these movements as you can. Going as slowly as you need to so that every movement is controlled, working through the body. Last one on each side. Coming back to bear pose, we've got our static hold. Reset, stack the arms above the wrists, hold for 8, 7, lower rib cage squeezing in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the knees for a moment, sink back to child's pose. One quick breath, give the arms a break. Coming back for our second set, same movements. We'll go a little quick now that we know where we're going. Float forward, find your plank or supported plank. Inhale, hips lift, down dog. Exhale to lower. Keep floating for 4, 3, 2, 1. Find that wider base if you need it. Shoulders tap, side to side. Doesn't matter which one you start with. So we also find more stillness in the hips by continuing to press the heels behind you. Lengthen the legs, activate the hamstrings. Here we are. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Static hold. 8, 7, 6, 5. Lift that heart up through the shoulder blades, not getting lazy in the upper body. Walk the feet back. Hands come back toward the body as the knees bend, shin bones parallel. Hips lift, short down dog. Lower the knees and lift. Knees are hovering, shin bones are parallel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, right hand grounds, right leg kicks underneath and open. Side to side. Keep the hips as low as you can here. Just kind of a swivel and a rotation through the body. Yes. 3, 2, and 1. All right, lower the knees down to the earth. On your inhale, belly drops, cow. On the exhale, spine lifts for cat. Coming back to that neutral spine, we'll extend the left heel, right fingertips reach forward, finding your spinal balance. We're going to squeeze everything toward the midline of the body today. So as we pulse, we're pulsing that inner left thigh toward the right, pulsing that right bicep toward the head. Pulse in here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right elbow comes down, coming to the forearm. We're going to rotate and open the hip here, so left hip stacks on top of the right. Point flex through those left toes, reach, find some space and lengthen the leg. We'll start to open through the hip. So sweep that left leg in front of the body, tap the toes, and sweep back, and forward, and back. We don't have a ton of hip work in our flow today. This is kind of it. So really focus on opening the hip here, making that circle as big as you can. 2 more. And as the toes land in front of the body, it's just a tap lift here, a pulse up and up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop that left foot down to the earth. Start to walk the hands up the body. So grounding down through the pinky edge of that left foot, lifted here. We'll reach the arms forward. And as we start to sit back, the bum will come close to the right heel, but never fully landing. So let's just take a moment here to flow, pressing the hip bones forward. Should feel a stretch in the quad. Press forward for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the real work, sink back. We're going to hover here. So we're going to pulse. So we're just pulsing that right thigh, that back of the right leg, right above the heel. Let's press the arms forward. Bring some energy into the body. You should feel this in the right glute. Hopefully also feel that opening in the left inner thigh and hip. Pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Sweep that right leg back into the body. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine lifts. As we come back to neutral, right leg reaches back behind the body, left leg reaches forward. Everything pulses in and in. That right inner thigh squeezing toward the left. Bicep squeezing to the head for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left forearm comes down to the earth. Start to rotate and stack that right hip on top of the left. Point flex through that right foot. And we'll start those big circles, opening the hip on this side of the body. So just tapping the toes in front, circle sweep back. Using the muscles in the glutes, feel that sensation. Using all of that beautiful strength to hold the leg in place as we lift back up. Big sweep. Again, make that circle as big as your hip will allow you to. Open and create some space. 3 more. 2, and 1.
We lost your audio. Jen, we lost your audio. I unmuted myself. He says you can do that.